The day a child is born is never just the arrival of a new life. It is a ripple that moves silently across the threads of destiny, altering not only the path of the newborn, but also the fate of the parents. Ancient traditions have long whispered of this truth, from the wisdom of Buddhism to the patterns of astrology and the mysteries of Western esotericism. The month of birth has been seen as a mirror of destiny, one that does not only reflect the child's journey, but also reshapes the life of those who brought them into the world. Imagine this, a child born in a certain month, and suddenly the doors of prosperity swing wide open for the family. Fortunes flow, opportunities arise, and the household thrives as if touched by unseen hands. Yet for others, the birth may summon trials, moments of loss, financial strain, or personal struggle. But in those very struggles lies the chance for awakening, a call to rise beyond mere survival and walk into a higher state of understanding. This duality, the blessing and the challenge, is not punishment nor reward. It is energy. The universe speaks through cycles, through time, and through the silent code of a birth date. What may seem random is, in truth, a deliberate design. A child's first cry is like the tolling of a bell that echoes across karmic lines, shifting the balance of fate for everyone connected. Buddhist philosophy reminds us that life is a web of interdependence. No being exists in isolation. No action goes without consequence. The birth of a child is not simply their beginning. It is the continuation of countless karmic threads woven through past lives, now manifesting in the present. The parents, bound by their own karma, are pulled into a new rhythm, one that can bring wealth, spiritual lessons, or both. Western mystics echo this belief in their own way. They speak of celestial alignments, of planetary gates opening at specific times, shaping not only the soul of the newborn, but also the flow of abundance or trials in the parents' lives. The East and West may use different languages, but both agree on one thing. A birth month is never trivial. It is a sacred key, unlocking doors you never knew existed. So, what does your child's birth month say about you? Could it be the sign that foretells prosperity? The moment that marks a turning point in your destiny? Or perhaps it carries a hidden challenge, a necessary fire to refine your soul and prepare you for a greater path. Every parent carries within them unspoken questions. Why did this child come to me? Why now, in this moment of my life? The answers are not merely sentimental, they are cosmic. To understand them is to understand the delicate balance between destiny and free will, between karma and awakening. As we unfold this journey together, allow yourself to listen with more than just your ears. Listen with your heart, with your intuition, with that inner knowing that awakens when ancient truths are spoken. Because perhaps, without realizing it, you have already stepped into a story written long before your child was even conceived. Let us now uncover what each birth month reveals, not only about the child, but about the path of fortune, challenge, and spiritual evolution awaiting you.
January, the sign of leadership. When a child is born in January, it is never a quiet arrival. It is a declaration, a sign from the cosmos that leadership has chosen your household. This is not coincidence. It is destiny weaving itself into your life. The presence of a January-born child often signals that the parents are stepping into a path where responsibility cannot be avoided. People will look to you for guidance, rely on you for strength, and measure their own courage against the way you carry yourself. This mark of leadership is both a gift and a burden. On one hand, doors of success open more easily. Opportunities for career advancement, recognition, and influence appear as if drawn toward you by unseen energy. On the other hand, the weight of authority can press heavily. Decisions may feel like crossroads, where every choice affects not only your life, but the lives of many around you. Power in this sense is never simple. It demands clarity, patience, and wisdom. In Buddhist philosophy, Leadership is not domination, it is service. A true leader uplifts, protects, and guides others with compassion. If your child's birth in January mirrors your karmic path, then the universe is reminding you to embrace responsibility, not with fear, but with dignity. The trials you face are not meant to break you, but to refine you. Like gold tested by fire, your strength and virtue are revealed only under pressure. And so when January blesses your family, understand it as a call. You are meant to rise even when the burden feels overwhelming. You are meant to inspire even when doubt creeps in. Prosperity and recognition are within reach, but they come with the silent test. Will you lead with ego or with wisdom? Your child's birth is not just the beginning of their journey. It is a mirror reflecting the greatness you are destined to embody.
February, the karma of love and relationships. When a child is born in February, their arrival carries a profound message. Love is the central thread weaving through your destiny. This birth often signals that the parents are entering a stage where emotional connections, romantic, familial, or even partnerships in work, become the key turning points of life. It is as if the universe whispers, "Your heart will guide your path, but only if you allow it to harmonize with wisdom." The karmic energy of February births is deeply tied to relationships. Parents blessed with a February-born child often encounter fated meetings, soulmates, life partners, or allies who will forever change their journey. These encounters rarely feel ordinary. They carry the intensity of destiny, the sense that such people were always meant to arrive in your life. Many find that after welcoming a February child, their bond with a life partner deepens, or a powerful collaborator appears to shape their professional path. Yet, this blessing is also a test. Love and attachment can easily transform into chains if balance is lost. Too much reliance on the heart alone may lead to illusions, jealousy, or unnecessary suffering. Too much reliance on logic alone may leave relationships cold, unfulfilled, and empty. The lesson of February is clear. Prosperity and harmony come only when the heart and mind dance together, neither overpowering the other. In Buddhist philosophy, relationships are seen as mirrors of karma. Every connection is a teacher, reflecting the lessons we need to face: patience, compassion, forgiveness, or detachment. When a February child enters the world, it signals that you, as a parent, are stepping into a karmic cycle where love must be understood not just as desire, but as a path toward growth and liberation. Therefore, the presence of this child is both a gift and the reminder. Love can elevate you to unimaginable heights of joy, but only if you do not let attachment become a prison. The universe is guiding you toward bonds that enrich your life, but it also challenges you to remain free within them. Your child's birth in February is not just about their destiny. It is an invitation for you to master the sacred art of love, to give without losing yourself, to receive without clinging, and to grow together while still walking your own path.
March, the source of inspiration and unexpected fortune. When a child is born in March, it is more than the beginning of a new life. It is a sign that the parents are stepping into a cycle of inspiration, intuition, and blessings that often appear like miracles. The arrival of a March-born child is often said to awaken hidden creativity within the family, as if their very presence opens unseen doors to fortune and opportunity. For parents, this birth reflects a destiny marked by sudden strokes of luck. Wealth, prosperity, or favorable chances may come in ways that seem unpredictable, almost as if guided by a higher hand. Many who welcome a March child find that their lives suddenly take a brighter turn. Unexpected financial gains, serendipitous encounters, or creative ventures that blossom into success. It is though the universe uses this child as a vessel to channel abundance and inspiration into your path. Yet, with blessings also come lessons. The energy of March is fluid and dreamy, rich with imagination, but prone to illusions. Parents may feel bursts of creativity, yet risk being carried away by fantasies or unstable plans. The spiritual test of March is learning how to root inspiration in discipline, to transform fleeting visions into real, lasting results. In Buddhist philosophy, luck and fortune are never random. They are the fruit of seeds sown in past actions. A child born in March often mirrors the merit accumulated by the family, a reminder that creativity and compassion are not just gifts, but karmic rewards. Still, the teaching is clear. One must not grasp blindly at fortune, but use it wisely, with mindfulness and balance. Thus, the presence of a March-born child is both a blessing and a challenge. They bring currents of fresh energy into your home, drawing fortune closer like the tide. But the greater lesson for you as parents is to cultivate clarity of mind, so that you may ride these waves of luck with steady hands, turning sudden opportunities into enduring prosperity. The universe, through this child, calls you to trust your intuition, embrace your creativity, and yet remain grounded. For only when imagination walks in hand with mindfulness does fortune become lasting and inspiration transform into true abundance.
April, the flame of trials and strength. A child born in April does not enter the world quietly. They arrive with the blaze of a flame, carrying an energy that shakes the path of those around them. Their presence is a powerful omen. For the parents, life will not unfold in still waters, but through storms that demand courage, resilience, and unshakable willpower. In many traditions, April symbolizes rebirth and fire, the fire that burns away weakness, the fire that tempers steel into strength. When your child is born in this month, it is as if the universe whispers, "Your destiny will be tested." Challenges may rise in your path, sometimes one after another, shaping your journey in ways that force growth. For parents, this child becomes both a mirror and a catalyst, drawing out your hidden strength, reminding you that without trial, there is no triumph. Yet within these hardships lies a secret blessing. Just as a lotus rises from the mud to bloom in purity, April-born children bring parents the karmic opportunity to transform struggles into extraordinary victories. The trials you face after their birth are not punishments, but sacred steps leading you toward a destiny filled with wealth, stability, and recognition. Prosperity does not fall easily into your lap, but when it comes like a flood, overwhelming and unstoppable, as if the universe rewards your endurance tenfold. Buddhist philosophy reminds us that suffering is not the enemy, it is the teacher. To walk the path of awakening, one must pass through fire with awareness. Parents of April-born children are called to embrace this fire, to let every challenge burn away fear and hesitation, leaving only the purified essence of determination. Thus, a child of April is both a trial and a gift. They signal that your journey will not be simple, but the rewards awaiting you are immense. Your wealth, your success, and your peace of mind will shine brighter precisely because they were forged in fire. So when April blesses you with a child, know this: destiny is asking you to rise, to endure, and to conquer. And in doing so, you do not just survive, you thrive, stepping into a life where abundance flows with the strength of a flame that can never be extinguished.
May, the sign of wealth and prosperity. When a child is born in May, it is said that fortune itself has stepped into the family. This month carries the energy of abundance, the blessings of fertile earth and blossoming life.
To parents, the birth of a May child is more than joy. It is a cosmic signal that doors of wealth, prosperity, and opportunities are being unlocked. Traditionally, May is the month of growth. Seeds planted earlier begin to sprout, flowers open to the sun, and life flourishes in every direction. Likewise, parents blessed with a child in this month often find that financial stability and new opportunities begin to bloom. It may appear as an unexpected promotion, a business opportunity, or simply the sudden ease of money flowing in. The universe seems to whisper, "You shall not worry about scarcity. Abundance is within your reach." Yet as with all gifts, there is a hidden warning. Wealth is powerful, but it can also be a chain if clung to too tightly. Parents of May-born children are often tested with desire. Will you use prosperity to create a life of comfort and generosity? Or will you fall into the trap of endless craving, always wanting more? In Buddhist teachings, attachment is the root of suffering. The blessing of wealth is meant to be used wisely, shared with compassion, and balanced with inner peace. This child becomes both a beacon and a reminder. Their presence calls you to step into a life where financial security is possible, but it also urges you to cultivate gratitude, to see wealth not as the ultimate goal, but as a tool, a means to uplift your family, to support others, and to walk the path of virtue. When a May child arrives, parents are offered a karmic choice, to see money as a fleeting possession or as flowing energy that must be guided with wisdom. Handle it with greed, and it slips away like sand between your fingers. Handle it with balance, and it multiplies like a river fed by endless rains. Thus, a child born in May is not just a bearer of prosperity, they are a teacher of balance. They remind you that true wealth is not measured only by gold and coins, but also by peace, generosity, and the joy of living without fear of lack. So, if your child is born in May, know this: abundance will find its way to you. The question is, will you master it, or will it master you?
June, the sensitive heart. A child born in June carries with them the delicate gift of sensitivity. For parents, their arrival often softens the home, bringing with it a wave of tenderness, compassion, and creative energy. The universe seems to weave into the family a new rhythm, one that beats closer to the heart, urging love, harmony, and emotional depth. In many traditions, June is associated with light, warmth, and the full bloom of nature. Just as flowers open gracefully to the summer sun, so too does the spirit of a June-born child inspire openness and emotional connection. Their presence becomes a mirror, reflecting back to their parents the importance of empathy, kindness, and the ability to truly listen to the unspoken feelings of others. Destiny whispers that parents of June-born children are often guided toward paths that involve creativity, teaching, communication, or the arts. These children unlock doors of inspiration, allowing their parents to tap into talents they may not have realized. Success may appear not through rigid logic, but through the fluid power of imagination and heartfelt expression. Whether through music, writing, design, or nurturing others, the energy of June calls forth a life where passion and creativity bring both fulfillment and prosperity. Yet with this blessing comes a lesson. The heart that feels deeply can also be wounded deeply. Sensitivity is a double-edged gift. Parents are reminded to develop emotional balance, to avoid being consumed by overthinking, doubts, or emotional storms. In Buddhist thought, attachment to feelings, whether joy or sorrow, can entrap the soul. The gift of a June child is therefore not only creativity, but also the challenge of learning to let emotions flow like water without clinging to them. This child is both a comforter and a teacher. They encourage you to embrace beauty, compassion,
and artistic expression, while also reminding you that strength lies in balance. The true wealth of a June-born child is not measured by material gain alone, but the richness of the heart, the ability to inspire others, and the power to turn sensitivity into wisdom. So if your child was born in June, know this: they are a gentle guide sent to awaken your creative spirit, to open your heart wider, and to remind you that in vulnerability lies true strength. July. Wisdom and inner strength. When a child is born in July, it is said that the parents are quietly invited onto a path of spiritual growth. Their arrival signals not only the expansion of the family, but also the expansion of consciousness. This is no ordinary child. They carry with them the energy of a teacher, a subtle guide who awakens wisdom, patience, and the ability to look beyond the surface of life. In many ancient traditions, July is tied to reflection and illumination. It is the heart of summer, when the sun shines at its fullest, yet shadows are also at their sharpest. A July-born child brings this duality into the lives of their parents, the light of knowledge and the test of endurance. Through their presence, parents are nudged towards seeking truth, questioning old patterns, and discovering inner resilience. Destiny suggests that parents of July-born children will find themselves drawn to learning, study, or spiritual practice. The child acts like a compass, pointing them toward wisdom, whether through books, meditation, or the quiet lessons of life itself. Their growth is often linked to careers or callings that require deep thought, careful research, or the ability to guide others. Intellectual pursuits, teaching, and counseling often flourish under this influence, as the child's silent presence amplifies the parent's own thirst for knowledge. But with wisdom comes the challenge of patience. July children are mirrors of inner discipline. They remind their parents that true strength is not about rushing, but about steady perseverance. Impatience or pride may cause setbacks, yet when met with humility and listening, doors of prosperity and inner peace swing wide open. In Buddhist thought, such children embody the spirit of a bodhisattva, beings who arrive not to dominate life, but to teach it. The July-born child is that gentle bodhisattva for the family, whispering through their very existence, learn, wait, listen, and in silence you will find your greatest wealth. So, if your child was born in July, know this: they are more than a blessing. They are a teacher in disguise. They come to remind you that true fortune does not lie only in money, but in the inner strength, wisdom, and spiritual maturity that no external force can ever take away.
August, power and prestige. A child born in August is said to carry the blazing energy of the summer sun, and with their arrival, parents often find themselves aligned with power, influence, and prosperity. This is not the gentle guidance of July, but the commanding presence of authority. To have a child born in this month is like receiving a crown from the universe, a sign that the family is destined to walk closer to the spheres of recognition, leadership, and societal respect. Throughout history, August has been associated with emperors, rulers, and figures who shaped the destiny of nations. In astrology, it is tied to the lion's strength, courage, and a natural radiance that cannot be ignored. Parents of August-born children often discover new opportunities for career advancement, leadership positions, or social visibility. Doors seem to open in places where influence is key, and the presence of this child becomes a symbol of rising status. Destiny for these parents often shines in the public eye. They may find themselves entrusted with more responsibility, looked upon as guides or leaders within their community. The child becomes both a beacon and a challenge, a reminder that with every light comes the shadow of pride. The lesson of August is not only to shine, but to shine with humility. If pride dominates, power becomes poison. If humility is chosen, power becomes a blessing. The August-born child silently teaches their parents that true greatness is not measured by applause or wealth, but by the ability to use influence to uplift others. In spiritual traditions, this child is seen as a bearer of the scepter, a sign of karmic inheritance where parents are given both privilege and responsibility. The Buddhist lens would remind us that clinging to power fuels suffering, but using power with compassion generates immense merit. So if your child was born in August, understand this. They are a reminder that life is offering you the throne of opportunity, but whether it becomes a kingdom of wisdom or a prison of ego rests entirely on how you hold it.
September, karma and discipline. People born in September carry a deep spiritual message. Their arrival often signals that parents must face karmic lessons and step onto a path of inner discipline. Life with a September child is rarely smooth in the beginning. There will be trials, setbacks, and burdens that seem overwhelming. Yet these struggles are not punishments. They are stepping stones designed to shape strength and maturity, both for the parents and the child. The destiny tied to September usually starts with hardship and responsibility. But as time passes, the road becomes clearer, more stable, and filled with resilience. Children of this month tend to grow up early, bearing wisdom and a sense of duty, often becoming silent teachers who inspire patience and self-control in their parents. September is also known as the month of purification, when spiritual energy urges people to let go of destructive habits, release attachments, and live with greater awareness. A child born in this month is like a mirror, reflecting hidden weaknesses while guiding the family toward discipline, clarity, and strength in adversity. The deeper lesson of September is that true power is never handed to us freely. It must be forged in the fire of challenges. Every difficulty becomes a teacher, and every fall opens a door to wisdom. To welcome a September child is to embrace a sacred journey, transforming karma into strength, turning suffering into awakening, and gradually walking toward lasting peace and inner stability.
October, balance and opportunity. A child born in October is a symbol of harmony, stability, and the natural rhythm of balance. For parents, the arrival of this child often marks the beginning of a new chapter where life flows more smoothly, career paths stabilize, and relationships blossom with greater understanding. October energy carries the vibration of fairness and justice, reminding parents to live in balance, not only between work and rest, but also between ambition and gratitude, giving and receiving, love and wisdom. This balance becomes the foundation upon which prosperity naturally grows. The destiny tied to October children is often associated with opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere. An unexpected chance in business, a sudden opening in career, or fortunate connections that bring abundance. Parents of these children usually find themselves surrounded by circumstances that encourage growth, whether through supportive networks or hidden doors that open at just the right time. But there is also a deeper teaching. If balance is lost, if greed outweighs gratitude, or if rest is ignored in pursuit of gain, then opportunities may slip away as quickly as they arrived. Ultimately, October children serve as gentle reminders that true wealth is not just measured in money, but in the equilibrium of body, mind, and spirit. Their presence often lead parents to cultivate patience, diplomacy, and fairness, which in turn attract stability and prosperity.
To raise a child born in October is to walk a path where harmony creates fortune, and where the practice of balance itself becomes the greatest opportunity of all.
November, transformation and rebirth. A child born in November carries the mark of deep transformation, signaling that the parent's journey will not be one of ease, but of profound growth. The arrival of such a child often coincides with periods of upheaval, financial struggles, emotional challenges, or unexpected losses. Yet these trials do not come to destroy. Instead, they act as sacred flames, burning away what no longer serves, pushing the parents toward rebirth and renewal. Life after the birth of a November child often takes a new direction, reshaping values, priorities, and even spiritual awareness. The destiny connected to November births is rooted in the paradox of pain and strength. Parents may feel tested by heavy burdens, but through endurance, they discover their hidden resilience. This is the month where inner strength is forged like steel, where wisdom arises from the ashes of old ways, and where breakthroughs follow breakdowns. In many spiritual traditions, November energy is linked to death and rebirth, the shedding of one skin so that another, more radiant self may emerge. For parents, the presence of a November child is like having a spiritual guide disguised as their own offspring. These children unconsciously teach the lesson of impermanence, reminding their parents that life is a cycle of loss and renewal. Out of difficulty comes courage, and out of endings come beginnings more aligned with truth. Ultimately, November births awaken the parents to a higher calling, to live authentically, embrace change, and discover that true wealth lies not in avoiding challenges, but in transforming them into wisdom and spiritual power. December, blessings and family legacy. A child born in December carries with them the weight of ancestral blessings, a karmic inheritance that flows directly into the lives of their parents. The birth of such a child often signals stability, protection, and the quiet strength of family unity. For parents, it is as though unseen hands of their ancestors are guiding them, ensuring that financial foundations remain steady and that harmony is preserved within the household. December births are not random. They are reminders that life is supported by roots deeper than one lifetime, that the prosperity of today is built on the virtue and merit of generations past. The destiny tied to December children often brings parents a sense of groundedness. Unlike other months that push toward upheaval or dramatic transformation, this month embodies peace and continuity. Parents may find that after the arrival of a December-born child, they naturally step into the role of nurturers and guardians, not just for their family, but also for their community. There is an inner calling to protect, to provide, and to serve as a strong pillar for others. Spiritually, December births echo the Buddhist teaching of Fukduk, merit and virtue accumulated through lifetimes. It suggests that the parent's journey is supported by good karma, and their task is to honor and continue that legacy through kindness, generosity, and wisdom. A child born in this sacred month becomes both a blessing and a reminder. True wealth is not merely counted in coins, but in harmony, compassion, and the stability of a loving home. No matter which month your child is born in, it is never a coincidence. The timing of their first cry is a cosmic message, a sign carefully woven into the fabric of your own destiny. Each child arrives as both a light and a mirror, sometimes to illuminate your path, sometimes to challenge you, and sometimes to open a doorway you never knew existed. Their birth is not simply the continuation of your bloodline, it is a spiritual event, a divine appointment reminding you that life is far greater than individual desire.
Destiny, in truth, is not a rigid script carved in stone. It is alive, fluid, and shaped by the choices you make every single moment. The month of your child's birth may reveal tendencies, lessons, and energies that flow toward you, but how you embrace them will determine whether they become burdens or blessings. If the month speaks of challenge, it is an invitation to rise. If it speaks of fortune, it is a reminder to remain humble. If it speaks of transformation, it is the call to let go of what no longer serves you. Buddhist philosophy teaches that nothing in this life is random. The karmic seeds you have sown ripen in mysterious ways, and one of those ways is through the children who come into your life. Their presence is both your responsibility and your liberation. They push you to grow, to love more deeply, and to awaken to the truth of impermanence and compassion. So give thanks for the month your child was born in. See it not as fate chained to your wrist, but as a message from the universe, an encoded blessing pointing you toward wisdom, resilience, and inner peace.